I like the animation. Matrix, Donnie Darko, American Psycho. That good. How's that? Maybe a little lower. Like right there? That might be good. Alright. Alright, so this is Perfect Tides, Station to Station. Heard good. Came out this year, January. Heard good things about it. So, let's try it. There are the tides. Fear no more, says the heart, committing its burden to some sea, which sighs collectively for all sorrows, and renews, begins, collects, lets fall. Virginia Woolf. It's a cliche to begin with a quote, you know this, but you're a fool. Besides, in order to make good work that reaches past mere juvenilia, you must expel your stupidest words, all 1,000,000 of them, put them down so they may die. Your name is Mara Whitefish. You lived on an island for most of your life. Now you spend your days in transit. It's the year 2003. You're a freshman at the State University of Creative Studies in the city. The semester is almost over. It's a long commute to school from your mother's apartment on the mainland. Instead of riding home, you often end up sleeping at Daniel's place. No one here seems to mind. Oh hey, I forgot you crashed. Yup, I was pretty zonked. Zonked? Where did that shit come from? The language evolves, you dick. Get used to it. Diner? No, I'm broke till Friday. Daniel has been your friend since high school. These days you might even call him your best friend. In fact, it's possible you chose to attend SUCS, SUCS, an effortless decision you were repeatedly assured is the biggest of your life thus far, because Daniel chose it. Daniel's instincts have rarely led you astray. You trust him to fill the gaps in your judgment, of which you fear there are many. I can make us something though. Sure. Alright, I'm out. Bye, darling. Later. Hey, Mara. Hiya. You're sheepish around Daniel's roommate, Gray. He is the most noticeably busy of the people who actually live here. Sorry, excuse me. Can I examine? It's you, Mara Whitefish. You're 18 years old and you want to be a writer. And according to at least one emotionally high-maintenance professor, you should already be calling yourself one. You're attending university in the city. You grew up on a small, semi-remote island where you lived until about a year and a half ago. The city and the mainland, from which you commute, still hold such fresh promise to you. You have not been back to a perfect tide since you left. Okay, so that would show me what I can... This door leads into the hallway of Daniel's building. A stairwell leads down to the city street. Apart from the occasional boiling of macaroni and cheese, which Daniel then eats directly from the pot, you are probably the only one who uses the stove. Your skills and interests in the kitchen have grown since becoming a vegetarian. These days you can consistently reproduce a handful of good recipes. Still, you try to limit your time here. Cleanup, which you know in advance will be your job, is far too burdensome. Besides, you're literally the only person you know who can stomach the flavor and texture of tofu. The outside of the fridge in Daniel's kitchen is plastered with ancient memos, outdated coupons, and long-forgotten business cards. It seems the roommate who maintained these artifacts has been gone for a while. Rosetta is in the fine arts program at Sucks. Though your humanities classes occasionally overlap, she is dating Daniel's roommate, Gray. The two of you get along well, both being self-described shy girls who hated high school, although she carries herself reservedly and occasionally possesses a look of last-moment alive terror. You think she is very pretty. Although she doesn't officially live in this apartment, Rosetta is here at least as often as you are. This only contributes to the anxious feeling that you're pestering Daniel like a girlfriend without actually dating him. You comfort yourself with the knowledge that you spend a fraction of the time Rosetta does on personal hygiene and beauty, occupying the bathroom only long enough to relieve yourself and thumb through the same 3 Steam Creakle issues of Juxtapose. Daniel Davis. You went to high school with him, but spent years in separate worlds. The summer between junior and senior year, you got up to the nerve to ask him to platonically watch Spirit Away with you. You've been hanging out ever since. He is a good friend, perhaps a better one than you. He asks about your interests, even when he doesn't share them. He reads your writing and gives opinions that you trust. And he doesn't mind that you spend about half your week hanging out and crashing at his apartment. At least he doesn't seem to. Actually, that's the main downside to your friendship with Daniel. You're often not sure how he's feeling. On occasion, you get the sense that he doesn't want you around and just won't say so. You've fallen into more than one spiral wondering what Daniel thinks of you. The thing is, every time you've had this crisis and put some space between you, he invites you out again. So are you just crazy? The data is inconclusive. He might, I think he probably has a crush on her. Alright. There's not a single matching set of chairs or any object really in Daniel's apartment. Even the cutlery is cobbled together from dozens of different sets. Wait, hold on. Can I actually see what all this is? Oh, I can. Promotional cover Sandy for the movie Ballistic X vs. Ever 2002 lies behind the apartment couch. Although you've never seen the film, you know it represents a dearth of creative output in Hollywood. Its original script having been rewritten into oblivion, not to mention a devastating $50 million loss for Franchise Pictures and Warner Brothers Entertainment. From what you understand, the standee was acquired from great hardship by one of Daniel's former roommates, who smuggled it home after closing up at the theater of his employ. Having what Daniel describes as a hulking presence, he was able to walk it home under his coat in one piece. Since moving out, the standee's gargantuan owner has repeatedly promised a return for his treasure. The fact that he lives on the West Coast now does not bode well. Ah, the futon. You're home away from home. You spent many hazy mornings waking up on this lumpy couch, and probably almost as many nights falling asleep on it. What was this? It's your trusty noise machine, simulator of ocean-like sounds, that Daniel and his roommates graciously allow you to keep at their place. By allow, of course, we mean that no one has ever noticed its presence, let alone voiced an opinion about it. From here you can see into the alleyway between this and the neighboring building. During the day, the building super can often be seen moving broken appliances and chaotic assortment of building supplies. At night the visual is pure blackness, accompanied by a symphony of cats and the violent throes of life. The battered living room camping chair has been in the unfolded position for so long that it no longer refolds. Until recently, an impressive number of crumbs had accumulated in the seat's deepest point. All gone in a single dare. Since the roommate with the TV moved out, Daniel and the boys have relied on this errant laptop and speaker set to watch movies. The picture and sound quality are as bad as one would expect, and the whole system needs to be painstakingly restarted if its power connector is nudged. That said, you've watched a considerable number of films and TV shows on here, ones you'd now regret never seeing. It is certainly an example of life finding a way. This current acts as a divider between the living room and an unknown number of bedrooms, which each containing its own unknown number of curtains, subdividing an unknown number of beds. Is that a GameCube? Two consoles, a Nintendo GameCube and a crusty old Sega Genesis, live on this media wreck. Unfortunately for the boys, they are effectively inoperable without a TV set. As helpful as you try to be around the kitchen, there's absolutely no occasion in which the garbage is your problem. You try your hardest not to look at the contents of the counter, and looking at it now, you are reminded why. Alright, do I... You'll have to find some food if you want to cook it on the okay, so B is to acknowledge. Alright, let me open the fridge. Put the point at it. Now where did those eggs go? The fridge is more crowded than you'd expected. You'll have to look closer. Use the right or B to inspect the fridge. Peering past the metropolis of Dale's pale ale cans, Rolling Rock, on the Rollin' Rocker, and 3 different kinds of milk, you see the faint glimmer of an egg carton. Aha! You reach past the other contents of the fridge to retrieve your egg carton, which you soon discover is resting precariously on a bulk-sized jar of applesauce. Got the eggs. Having found what you need from the fridge and trying hard not to let your eye fall on any other culinary atrocities, you close the door. It looks like you have an item in your inventory. Move your pointer to the top of the screen. Press Y. Press Y. Oh. Is that just to close it? Now you just need to cook eggs. Hey, we cooking eggs. They'll eventually expire, right? Yeah. You can't keep them in perfect condition forever. You crack your remaining eggs directly into the frying pan. They immediately form a giant viscous mass. Want any, Ro? No thanks. If I eat this early in the day, I could surely perish. That's a relief. There's really only enough for you and Daniel. Using a spoon, you effortlessly break the yolks, letting them merge with the whites as they cook. This creates a multicolored mixture as the different egg sections mix. You call this the confetti eggs method because every bite is a celebration. It is pretty good. That's how I do my eggs. My huevos. Thanks. You're welcome. I call these confetti eggs. Because they look insane. They look like the contents of my brain, yeah. Walsh's class study? Yup, are you going? I might skip, I don't know. I'm not really happy with my paper yet. That would be unfortunate. You find it easier to deeply engage with the class when Daniel is there. See you maybe, then. Oh, you should come. What's your favorite type of egg? Scrambled? Scrambled or omelet? I do like me an omelet, but I never make omelet. When I go to the diner, I get omelets. But I just do scrambled. It's easy. See you maybe then, or oh, you should come. See you maybe then. Alright, see you maybe then. You're embarrassed to realize how affected you are by Daniel's whims. You've got your own education to worry about. Still, you hope he'll show up. You finish your eggs as quickly as possible, trying to focus on your obligations for the day. You have to work a library shift and finish your paper before class. Oh right, you wanted to ask Daniel about a topic Walsh brought up in class recently. What was it again? You've never had an easy time holding on to your ideas, and now that you're in college, you've resolved to start writing them down. You bought a cute, tidy little notebook just for the occasion, and ever since you lost it, along with an equally cute pen, you've been taking notes on your phone. Here's where you store all your personal contacts. It's looking pretty bare. Certainly you know more people than this. You just have to add more names as you encounter them. And these are all the topics you're trying to remember. Okay, so you've only collected one so far. If your pointer turns into a word balloon over a person, you can have deeper conversations with them. To ask someone a question, press and hold the left mouse button or A on the person until the balloon turns white. Now you can even ask yourself a question. Why not? We already talked so much. Now what do you want to ask Daniel about? You remember what Walsh was saying about the city last week? Nope. Oh well, it was something about how living here used to be really nurturing if you were a writer getting started. Uh-huh. But now Walsh says it's too expensive here, and all the interesting parts of the city have been choked out, and we're basically living in the magic kingdom of piss. You're like worried about that? Well, not super worried. I'm just sort of having a miniature crisis over it. Mara, she's wrong. There are things that Walsh is wrong about. I know, but what a convenient argument for Walshy that all the good shit happened in the city when she was young. I hadn't thought of that way. This is the best place in America to be a writer, hands down. How do you know that? Because we're here, dingus. You like your classes, don't you? School's all well and good. I just figured by now yeah. By now I would have been I would have made more connections, you know, like with experienced writers, editors, publishing people. I hate to break it to you, but that's not a city problem. If you want to meet people, you'd better start talking to them. But it's scary. No, it isn't. Everyone loves talking, especially if it's a topic relevant to them. It flatters them. It flatters their intelligence. So I should talk to people only about their favorite subjects? How am I supposed to know what they like? You might have to guess now and then, but the more you talk to them, the more they'll let you know. Well, if I run out of things to talk about, then you'd better get yourself some more talking points. Here's a free one for you. Movies. You can't go wrong. Everyone has a favorite. She has to type through all that. Got it? I'm a big fan of how she does. Oh, she's got the method. I think so, but man, yes. This is why I became a writer, Daniel, so I wouldn't have to talk so much. Oh, well, your first novel is shaping up great. My what? You know, 20,000 Leagues Up my ass. Hey! We seeing The Matrix Reloaded or what? Oh fuck yes we are. Are you worried it won't live up to its name? That by its very nature, a sequel dilutes the power of the original? Nope, you? Not at all. So those are, I can't talk to them about. Not a trustworthy character if you ask me. Cute though. You're okay. Can't talk to... Hey, Rosetta. Rosetta takes a moment to realize you're speaking to her, even though you've addressed her by name. Oh, hi, Mara. Did I wake you walking through? Nope, I don't even hear you moving when I'm awake. What did you guys get up to last night? Once again, Rosetta doesn't seem to realize you're speaking to her. Bro? Oh, my friend Dinty had this gallery show in the village. We were at that, and then the after party, and then her friends left. Wow, sounds fun. You're once again jealous of Rosetta's social life, a life which seems so much richer, both culturally and materially, than your own. How is a small, winsome girl from the mainland so well connected? You mentally hum a few verses of the same old song, but how you've chosen the wrong major, attended the wrong classes, bought the wrong sneakers, and bathed with the wrong 2-in-1 shampoo plus conditioner. It was alright. I really wanted to be home earlier, working on my own piece. It can't be all parties, right? Yeah, those turkey sausages won't staple themselves to the wall. That's funny, Daniel. You should put that into one of your many spec scripts. It's so cool that you can paint. I suck at it. You can do it if you try. Remind me and I'll lend you some supplies. What you'd really like is an invitation to one of those loft parties without having to learn how to paint. Isn't the fact that you're a writer enough? Sure, thanks. I will ruminate on that. A person. Oh, I didn't get Gray's name. What do you think of Rosetta? Rosetta's great. What's not to like? You can be honest, Daniel. Pretend I'm not here. Look, admittedly, I don't know much about girls, but see, Ro, you're already scoffing over there. But what? But if I've learned anything from living closely with them, it's that you can be honest is a dirty lie. I like when guys are honest. Me too. Haha, you're both in cahoots. How come when a majority of women agree on something, it's a conspiracy, Daniel? Uh-oh. Yeah, how come? I didn't ask for this. You broads have fun. Oh, God. Oh, no, Daniel. Alright, what do I need to do now? I made him breakfast. I made me breakfast. Am I just leaving? Alright, we're leaving. It's a cool morning in the city, and you feel a moment's regret for not packing an extra layer. But you've committed to adjusting for warm weather, so your decision must stand. It's not like Mom is here to see the goosebumps on your arms. You exhale contentedly. Just enough time for a quick walk before work. Let's talk to... What are you doing? No one has ever been able to explain you how this book stand operates in the middle of the street, nor how the vendor can afford to sell relatively new books at so significant of a markdown. Not that you could afford them, even then. You get most of your books from the school library. You're mystified by this odd little man who is out hawking books on the street almost every day. See something you like? Yeah, I like a lot of it, but I have no money right now. And when I do, it's usually for pizza. I know. I see you over there. Well, the books aren't here to look pretty. Come back when you want to buy. You do trades? Sure, but it would have to be a pretty interesting book. Something I think I can sell. Like a mass market paperback, Harry Potter, or The Lovely Bones? Kid, I happen to have taste. Observe my schmuck appearance. You think moving books is all that matters to me? With this bit of self-deprecation, your misgivings about the sidewalk book vendor melt away. Why would you shop at the big bookstores when you've got the real deal right here? My bad, sir. I collect all manner of books, magazines, and printed curios. Bring me something interesting, and you'll have your pick from my stash. Got it? Roger that. Roger whom? Oh, you know, Roger. The way astronauts sign off. Astronauts? You mean act? Oh, no! We never landed on the moon? Listen to Coast AM? Don't think so. Check it out sometime. Should give you some good information. I'm always on the lookout for that. Thanks. Not that you wouldn't love to eat pizza for breakfast, nor would Express Pizza in their mercenary disposition hesitate to sell you a slice, but you've already eaten this morning. You can ask her opinion on herself. Hate that bitch! What about Daniel Davis? Daniel's a good friend. I can be myself around him, I think. You think? Why does the world make more sense to Ro than it does to me? What club is she a part of that I don't know about? Trying to get this cursor on her. One of the most recent movies I've watched is Requiem for a Dream. Someone on Terrible Talk recommended watching the final act alone in the dark with my headphones on. Why follow this advice without an ounce of suspicion is a great fucking mystery for the ages. The city is incredible, but is it really the place I belong? Or am I just locked into the commitment I've made? Sometimes periods in the text don't, or there are no periods in the text, and then I think the font is giving periods. What is this? I could just walk in here. What is this? Who are you? Hi. What do you need? Long shift, huh? What do you need? Can I use the elevator? Are you a resident of the student dorms with a photo ID? No. Non-residents cannot enter the building unless they're on the guest list of a resident. Guest list, I see. Anything else? No, you've been very helpful. Sorry for everything. The dorm security guard manages to be both perpetually alert and disinterested. You have rarely seen another person holding down the desk. You don't want to talk to these kids, lest you give away you don't actually belong here. You don't want to talk. Okay. What if I do? What are you doing? Huh? Are you a resident? Of this building, you mean? No, of Mars. Yes, the building. Technically, no. Then you're not allowed up there. You don't even want to hear what I mean by technically? What do you mean by it? No trespassers allowed. Residents and their guests only. Sorry. Who's this guy? You met Theo last fall at orientation, and I have been hanging out ever since. He's in his early 20s, having changed majors, transferred schools, and taken a year off from college before landing at Sucks as your schoolmate. Theo and you share a neurotic quality that feels uniquely Jewish. While you appreciate this about him, it manifests in ways that are vexing. For instance, instead of disappearing into the darkest centers of himself, Theo externalizes his disquiet into Navo, causes unbearable public performances. For this and other reasons, you wouldn't call Theo one of your closest friends, but he's one you feel most comfortable glomming onto when you have nothing else going on. That has to count for something, right? What's up, Theo? Hey, Theo. Fish! What up, homegirl? Theo has addressed you with the same years-long familiarity ever since you first met him at freshman orientation. At first, it was a comfort to your anxiety about making friends at school. These days, his airs are odd at best and frequently tiresome. Still, Theo is mostly a welcome sight. He's easygoing, available to hang out on short notice, and crucially well connected. On my way to the library. Oh yeah, you work there, right? How is it? Pretty easy. I get a lot of time to write. Damn, I need a job like that. I don't have a good place to write, and it's killing me. Privately, you think Theo's writing needs more than a better place to be written, but you're not in the middle of a critique, so you'll keep that to yourself. Let me know if you quit that position, okay? I'm never quitting, dude. Gonna work there all summer. Haha, you're killing me, fish. So, do anything fun this weekend? Actually, Theo noticeably lowers his voice, taking a conspiratorial tone. This in turn causes a pulling in the floor of your mouth, a Pavlovian response to an invitation for fun. We're having a party here tonight. At the dorm? What about the RAs? We may have greased a few palms. Sick, can I come then? You'd better. Come by anytime after sundown. Just tell the security guard you're my guest and he'll let you up. Got it. Make sure you give them my full name. You know it, right? Of course. Great. See you tonight, fish. Okay, you don't know Theo's full name. You might want to figure that one out before the party, Miss Marple. Theo something. Uh-oh, what is his name? I can't for the life of me remember his last name. Could it be written down somewhere? Double Take Thrift is a secondhand store that sells, from what you can tell, a lot of dusty old antiques for way too much money, but you always make a point to stop in, just in case something made after 1980 shows up. The last thing you purchased in the store was an unreasonably heavy, but cheap, Betamax player, which you excitedly dragged home from the train. You then proceeded to find 3 surviving tapes in Mom's storage locker, one washed out family camcorder video, a 6-hour compilation of network TV Christmas specials, and a pirated recording of Disney's Robin Hood in 1973, with Macrovision copyright protection that you happily struggled through once upon a time. This is the arterial road of the neighborhood, allowing cars and buses to quickly cut through from the east to the west side highway. You do not cross often. What is this place? 419 East is one of the buildings leased by Sucks, and is where you spend most of your days, past the lonely lobbies of school library, where you work, and a row of classrooms where you ostensibly learn. Alright, let's go see what's over here. This corner fruit stand is usually manned by Joseph, a Grenadian national with whom you have a friendly rapport. Though your produce buying habits don't diverge much, Joseph's stock of fruits and vegetables, at least as fresh as varied as the nearest Morton Williams, is quite impressive. You've been friendly for some time with Joseph, the fruit vendor, where the quality of his produce is inconsistent. His presence is on this corner is one of the most stabilizing truths in your life. Joseph came to the city from the island of Grenada, where much of his family still lives. You've promised to visit and taste the nutmeg ice cream for yourself someday when you have the money. But you've also promised to buy his pomegranates, and that's seeming less realistic by the day. What's up, Joseph? Give me your name. Hi, Joseph. Fellow islander, there you are. I haven't seen you in some time. You've assured Joseph more than once that being from Perfect Ties is a far cry from his island home of Grenada, some 2,000 miles south across the Atlantic. Still, his search for commonality is endearing and puts you at ease. It has also moved you to pay for more than one regrettable fruit experience at a tourist price point. What would you like today? Nothing for now. I have no money. Oh, that is a problem. This certainly is, Joseph. See you another day then. Bring news from home. Haha, sure, but there won't be much. See ya. What's this? The Kingsman is a small and chaotic book coffee shop hybrid. You rarely buy anything here, instead getting your coffee from the break room in the school library. At night, the shop occasionally functions as an event space. You've never attended any of these functions, being ever intimidated by a small credit room and the prospect of being in someone's way. Can I cross the street? Yeah. Rainbows. Rainbows, the city's Ukrainian mainstay, is a premium dining experience that you often crave but can rarely afford. The last time you ate here was when Mom took you out for a concerned, question-filled lunch during orientation week, and you ate enough pierogies, in Mom's word, to choke a horse. Movie theater. There are no movies playing at this early hour. You'll have to come back later. Anger management. Phone booth. Colin Farrell. Holes. The Eden is one of the few theaters in the city that hasn't been absorbed by a larger multiplex chain. It's also a lousy theater. It's dingy little screening rooms built next to a subway tunnel whose activity rattles the whole place every 5 to 10 minutes. Nonetheless, you see everything here. You spent years dreaming of an easily accessible movie theater and the freedom to see whatever struck your fancy. It is undeniably some kind of paradise. You can usually get in for free with a student voucher, provided the movie has been running for over a week and the box office cashier isn't too crabby. Nice. Okay, I don't think I can go any further. Wait, let me see if I can go, how far I can go left. And see Weird O'Malley's. Until recently, non-Applebee's establishments that served alcohol were practically invisible to you, but Weird O'Malley's is now a prominent feature on this block, enticing you to wonder just what you're missing. You often wonder what Dr. Z could do for you and your skin, which has certainly improved since puberty, but would never be described as prize-winning. Below Daniel's apartment is the framed Academy Diner. Famed in the sense that many milestones of your young college life have already played out here. How could they not? In an establishment open 24 hours a day, what happens to serve hash browns? Even if you're old enough to enter spirits, wine, and beer, you'd be massively intimidated by the cramped layout, bulletproof glass protection around the register, and the fact that selections must be vocalized at the cashier. You would much rather lay your items on the table and mutter. Papaya hog. Even you would have trouble justifying a 4-piece mozzarella sticks and an orange beverage from Papaya Hog before noon. It's over here. Can I go over here? What is this place? 420. Lick. From within its crowded blocks, it's easy to forget that open sky and vast horizons stretch beyond the city. This view is your sole reminder. The pavement here is badly cracked, having endured decades of heavy foot traffic, flooding, and bouncing basketballs. Okay, I don't think we can do much else. I know I can't cross this street, so we gotta go to work, I guess. Ba-da-boom, ba-ba-da-boom. It's Adam. Hi, sweetie. Hi, Adam. What's up? Who's this guy? Just thinking about you. I was just thinking about you. In truth, you were thinking about the paper you need to finish before work, but you thought about Adam when you saw his name on the phone screen, so it's not a total lie. Oh, who's Adam? You would never totally lie to him. Are you already in the city? Yeah, I had to get here early. Decided a while back it would be best if Adam didn't know about your habitual crushes at Daniel's apartment. It's just so much paperwork. Oh, is he a long-distance relationship from back home? Adam always wants to know where you are and who you're with, and your mostly male friends require you. Oh, God. This is an unfortunate consequence of the distance between you and Adam. It sometimes feels as if you spend more time explaining the beats of your day than having a real conversation. On my way to work, then class. Yeah? Should we talk after class then? No, now it's fine. I think I might be going to like a party thing later. Yeah? A party? Yeah, like a party thing. With who? Oh god. Oh, just some school friends, just like a few people at the dorms. Oh, okay. When do you want to talk then? I've got a few minutes if you want to talk now. Is there something specific? No, I just wanted to talk. I just missed you. I missed you too. What did you do last night? Nothing. Saw the guys. Cool. He says that Adam is starting to brood. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This guy. Oh. So she has a guy already. Well, I love you, kind of. I love you too. You should try to call on my lunch break. No, I don't want to be in a rush. We'll talk when we can. You didn't think you were rushing Adam, but it's true that you have a busy day ahead of you. An ever-shifting schedule of school, work, and commute leave little room for the long, languid calls you used to have. I'm really sorry, Adam. It's okay, don't worry, sweetie. I understand. Okay. I love you. I love you too. Bye. No, it's definitely time. Now it's definitely time for work. You better get over to the Sucks building. Ooh. What do you gotta say about Adam? Adam Lee. Adam and I have been dating for about a year now. I haven't been able to visit him since winter. Oh, a year! Damn. Distance really makes things difficult. It's a lot of the reason we fight, actually. If we were closer, we'd have an easier time working things out. But I have school, and neither of us can afford to move, so our sporadic visits will have to do for now. I know if we love each other enough, we can be patient. Okay. He's already seeming, I don't know. Y'all seeming already distant with the literal distance. Alright, this is the building, right? The school's lost and found boxes are rarely cleaned out, as offerings are rarely claimed. Once in a while, after a grace period, because you are so decent, you help yourself to those contents. Used to drink from this fountain pretty often until the day you saw a student sitting on it with his whole ass so far back that the drinking spout seemed to be entering it. Now you buy Diet Coke from the school vending machine. You check this bulletin board eagerly for the first few weeks of school, hoping to find some fun events, freelance opportunities, and practical resources. Unfortunately, it's mostly used to promote boring-looking student exhibitions, off-campus rooms for rent at astronomical prices, and random ad-buster clippings. Damn. What is this? Do I go here or here? Oh, this is the library. Then what's this room? Looks like there's a class going on in there, and it's not one of yours. What's up, everybody? VHS. You like this mural and spend an inordinate amount of time mapping its details with your eyes. Of course, you find yourself looking at it the hardest when you have to work to do around the library. Boredom is the mother of inspection. The school library boasts a modest collection of VHS, pared down considerably from its former greatness. The plan is for every title to eventually be available more permanently on DVD. Given how bulky and low fidelity cassette tapes are, you support the initiative for an all-digital archive. Still, you've noticed some lost or damaged cassettes falling through the cracks of the upgrade process. Mara, good morning. Hi, Jana. You'll be happy to know I had a good night's sleep. Thank goodness for that. You know, you need more sleep than you think you need. I know. How can you know that when you think you know how much you need? I'm already mentally inflating what I think I need. Well, you need more than that. That's just not possible. I'm afraid you've got quite a stack for you today. We're doing some spring cleaning on top of giving campus tours all weekend. Ah. This is bad news. The morning downtime is one of your $8 an hour jobs. Great. $8 an hour. I want to get an iPod again. Man, MP3. I had an MP. I still have an MP3 player. Not obviously not an iPod. Up until like a couple years ago. Now I just use streaming services, which I don't know. I should go back to analog. I should go back to downloading, stealing them off the internet. You'd plan to finish writing your paper for Walsh's class this morning. A large cataloging job will tie you up for hours, making a seamless jump from work to the classroom impossible. Come over here. I'll show you the damage. Damn. This is only the first card. I got more in the back. When's the last time these books saw the light? Shouldn't we be getting rid of them? They're all pretty old, it's true. I put a lot of them for donation, but most of these books are still germane to our programming. I'll be by the entrance if you have any questions. Thanks, Mara. You know logically and at least somewhat in practice that you shouldn't be repelled by ancient texts. You're here to study the classics after all. Still, there is something viscerally dull about dusty old books. As objects, they stir nothing in you. They can't compete with the potency of the now. Even the most mundane new works can invoke the flutter of life, while these objects sit dead, inert, a reminder of decay. You wonder if Gianna would accept any reasonable excuse to beg off from this assignment. It would have to be a pretty good one. This is a collection of popular fantasy titles. Prominently features in Neil Gaiman's dark fantasy Coraline and Aragon by Christopher Paolini. The latter was famously written with when the author was still in high school. The sight of this book makes you debilitatingly anxious, confirming your worst fear that your time as a writer has already come and gone. You prefer to pretend it didn't exist. No, I mean, fucking Walt Whitman and all those motherfuckers wrote books in their 50s. No ads without subscriptions. God. That's why I have YouTube Plus or YouTube Premium, whatever it's called. So it lets me listen to all the podcasts and music without ads, but still. And they just raised the price, so. And I'm not using Spotify because they kept doing pro ice ads. Oh, look at this Mac. You spent much of the school year at this computer and now consider it a choice spot to work on your writing. Make no mistake, you still waste plenty of hours on here messaging, falling down mind-numbing internet rabbit holes, and browsing risky forums where horrible images can pop up at any moment's notice. Goatsy. Do I know you? This guy's always studying in the library. At closing time, the surprisingly intimate final stretch of your late shifts, he's frequently the last patron to leave. A more single, more desperate Mara would probably have tried to learn about him by now, but since your heart belongs to Adam, his pondersome face and unhurried perusal barely register. Can I talk to him? You'd rather keep the mystery of this studious patron alive. Why talk to him and spoil an image so peaceful? This is a poster promoting a department-wide design exhibition from 2001. Although dated, its aesthetic value cannot be denied. You recognize these two students because they're always together and always using the computers to scan their photography work. One time you indulged your curiosity and peeked at one of the students' pages. It was a series of artfully nude photos of the other student sitting mere feet away. Another day, when the other student was the one scanning, you glance over again. This time, the photos, also nude, were of a young woman who you also recognize as a frequent patron of the library. Although none of these people know you or the images you've seen, you try to avoid looking or speaking to any of them now, reasoning that you've already unwillingly involved yourself in something. Is this the naked woman? This girl is frequently at the library, poring over the shelves. You have occasionally helped her with an out-of-reach volume, a comical sight, considering she's at least half a foot taller than you. Can I talk to you? You don't wish to fraternize with the patrons. You take position here quite seriously. Besides, you're pretty sure you saw some nude photos of this girl by accident. Oh, it is her, I knew it. And those would somehow be the first words out of your idiot mouth if you ever spoke to her. You use Tidal, it pays for the most for an artist, but it's $13 a month. That's good, but I think YouTube for me, because I can just say any or listen to any video that comes up, and not everyone puts things on Tidal or Spotify or whatever. Brittany has been working in the library for years. When you met her during a school tour, she was still a student herself. Since graduating and taking on a library position full-time, she's much more passionate about her job and libraries in general. You'd love to share her enthusiasm, but your work-study hourly wage isn't exactly conducive to that. Hi, Brittany. Morning, Mara. What are you up to today? Oh, some really stimulating self-work, I'm sure. It's true, these are exciting times at the library. You feel guilty for being sarcastic when Brittany so clearly means it. Have you checked out the free book cart by the entrance? I added a bunch of stuff for this morning. I never have any luck with those. It's always some ancient hardcover that makes me sneeze when I open it, or some massive guidebook for Encarta 95. You never know though, eh? This could be your lucky day. You'd rather save your luck for things that actually interest you. But you've already been enough of a jerk in this conversation. I'll check it out, thanks. Great, see you later. By the way, Mara, I'm restarting my daily book curation project soon. I know finding books can be overwhelming, so I'll be offering a fresh recommendation every day. Cool. I'm afraid my first pick isn't ready yet, but come back tomorrow if you want to see what I'm offering. Will do. Who's this guy? Can I get him when he comes back? Got him. You feel awful for not knowing the name of this guy. He's who's worked behind the circulation desk for months. He certainly knows yours. I hate disappointing Jana, but sometimes my life demands it. What can I say? You scan the volumes of dusty old books you've been tasked with organizing. There's absolutely nothing of interest here. It will easily take you the whole morning to shelve these books. It's clear to you that this is a waste of time. If only you could convince Jana that... I don't know, what should I say? Or what can I say? Hi, Jana. My boyfriend. Actually, can I just talk to her? What's up? Not much. Doing fine. Great. Let me know when you're done sorting those books. I will. You want to avoid sorting the book. You'll have to suggest an alternative to Jana. She'll expect you to do your job otherwise. What about movies? I've been so busy lately, I can't remember the last movie I've seen. Let me think. Oh, I saw this one called The Family Man, Nicolas Cage. Is that the one where he makes up and suddenly has a wife and kids? Yes, it's sweet. Did you see it? Nah, I don't really like those movies with invisible overnight magic. Invisible overnight magic? Yeah, like the magic isn't represented by an image or a practitioner of magic or a world where magic is established. It's usually just some cheap sound effect of the score, like a sparkle. A sparkle? Yeah, like when Nicolas Cage goes to bed, do you hear a little sparkle in the music to let you know his life has changed? I don't remember. That's probably how they did it. I hate that. Where did the magic come from? A higher moral power? God? So the audience needs to accept the existence of God to accept the premise. Yeah, I don't like that. I wouldn't say you need to accept it, maybe just not be overtly hostile to it. Yeah, I don't like that. There must be a lot of art you don't like then. There certainly is. Why, just yesterday Always nice to talk to you, Mara. Wait, can I get... You think I can gain topics from her? No. I can't talk deeper to her, the clerk. Alright, there's gotta be something. The city? What do you want to know? I've lived here my whole life. How does it compare to the rest of the world? Mara, how can I possibly answer that if I've never lived anywhere else? Oh, right. That's it, I'm pretty sure it's the best place on Earth. Let's see, people? Let's talk about me. You're a lovely young woman, dear. Perhaps a little avoidant of carbs, of criticism. Who? I'm not familiar with Daniel. Does he come to the library much? Yeah, all the time. To be fair, you're more conscious of Daniel's presence in the library than the average person. You don't want to be caught in an unflattering hunch when he walks by, especially if he's with friends. Well, be sure to introduce us next time. So she does like Daniel a little bit. Or is it just like she doesn't want to... It's like he's letting her sleep there, so it's like, what else can I do? What do you think about yourself? I hate to talk about myself, but if you've heard anything good, I'm sure it's true. Haha. What about my boyfriend? I know you mentioned your boyfriend before. You should bring him in next time he visits. Oh yes, I know Theo. He's a sweet young man. Asks a lot of questions. There's a hint of exhaustion in Jan's voice. Do you happen to know his full name? I'm trying to know it without asking him. I'm afraid not, but he's so involved at Sucks, his name must show up often. What about his checkout history? Would his name be listed there? Goodness, Mara, that's confidential information. It's cool, I already know all the embarrassing stuff he reads. Sorry, I can't help. You'll have to find a more public database for your social conundrums. Do you know about Rosetta Welch? Rosetta is quite the mover and shaker. She's in here often, perusing our collections. Alright, there's gotta be something I have to learn. These chairs are new and comfortable and rarely used by library patrons. You select the school out of them as a colorful showpiece for the campus tours. The hard fabric reminds you of perfect ties, and your old friend Simon, whose home, owned by a rich and absent lover, was likewise furnished in defiance of life. Okay, go now. This shelf is for non-fiction texts. It covers everything from world history to contemporary design theory. Borrowing shelving work in specific class requirements, you don't spend much time looking at these books. You can't very well sit down there right now. that you've been given a job assignment at your school, and your internet time will have to wait. You really don't want to sort these books. There must be some way to convince Jana they don't need to be sorted today. But what can I do? What could I possibly do? Can I just talk to you? What's up? Not much. Doing fine. Great, let me know. This is an alternative to Jana. Let's see, what could Angels and Demons by Dan Brown is the kind of book that paralyzes your opinion. Daniel calls it a perfect pop object, while Rosetta sneers at its male-leaning commercial dominance. This clock has not been working for some time. You've mentioned this to Jan on more than one occasion, and she's forwarded the information to the appropriate department, who in turn has apparently forwarded it out the fucking window. The library boasts many employee-made signs, each explaining the rules of the computer lab in a hip, fun way with which the youth can jive. What do I have? I don't have anything. Can I just leave? What if I just leave work? Oh, I can. Behind the door is one of the many standard humanities classes that sucks. So far, you've had 2 classes in here. Jemima Walsh's Media Studies and Art History 1, taught by an irritable, long-haired man whose name you've already forgotten. Can I go up? I don't think I can. I think I just go down. You're currently working a shift at the library, and regardless of how you define working, it would be best not to leave the building. Okay. You take a look at the current offerings on the free cart. In general, these books don't tend to pique your interest. They're too boring for the library after all. You're surprised when one particular cover catches your eye. You vaguely remember the author's name from a lecture in anthropology last fall. Not to be confused with a lecture in anthropology last fall, where you submitted a 2-page resume that named all of your written works and was bound by a creased corner. After a quick sweeping with your hand, which only serves to spread the grime to your body, you open it and read. Institutions, even those established originally with the object of securing equality, peace, and mutual aid, in the course of time become petrified, lose their original meaning, come under the control of the ruling minority, and become a constraint upon the individual in his endeavors for further development. Anarchism owes its origin to the constructive creative activity of the people, by which all institutions of communal life were developed in the past, to a protest, a revolt against the external forces which had thrust itself upon these institutions. The aim of this protest being to give new scope to the creative activity of the people, that it might work out the necessary institutions with fresh vigor. Well, this is surprisingly interesting. You never know what topics will grab you, especially when you're avoiding work. And it disintegrated. Unfortunately, your brief handling of the book causes it to crumble into dust, leaving you with only the sparse knowledge you've already collected. Oh well, you better get to work anyway. Anarchism. Oh, I got something. Hey, I can't talk to you. Hi, Brittany. What are you up to today? Oh, some seemingly shelf work, I'm sure. It's true, these are exciting times at the library. Oh yeah, we already talked about all this, huh? You want to talk about anarchy? So I actually had an idea. Yeah? About sorting the books, I mean. Oh, how exciting. I'm always asking student workers to bring their ideas, but none of them ever do. I would love to hear what you have in mind. Thank you. So how do you want how do you want the books to be cataloged? The thing is, I don't. And I got the idea straight from the library itself, from the works of Peter Kropotnik. Peter Kropotnik, the anarchist? Ah, so you've read him. It's been a long time, I'll admit, but what does this have to do with the library? Jana, let me ask you something. So you're at a dinner party with a big group of people, okay? When the meal is over and it's time to clean up, do you instinctively help gather up the dishes? Why, sure. Then you may already be an anarchist. It's intrinsic in all of us, you see, to contribute to society free of hierarchical bounds. Is the Dewey Decimal System a hierarchical bound? I mean, sure, it helps people find a book, but does it help them find a book? There are hundreds of fascinating works on these shelves, each collecting dust in their appointed place, books just waiting to blow some students' minds. I agree with you there, but it's up to the librarian to guide them to the right book. Again, with the hierarchies, students are perfectly capable of motivating themselves to learn. In the wake of this declaration, something appears to shift behind Jana's eyes. It's as if some previously dormant sentiment, some forgotten dream, had been reignited. We convinced her. Burns down everyone. Well, Mara, if you have an alternative in mind, I suppose we don't need to sort these books. Great, thanks, Jenna. I won't take up any more of your time. You'll bring your proposal then, I trust. Your plan for restructuring the main stacks. I imagine you're looking for a self-managed approach. Yes. Great. Well, why don't you get started on that while the library's still quiet? You'll have to deal with the books soon, of course. Can you present it to me tomorrow? Sure thing. Perfect. That should be plenty of time to organize what you've obviously considered so thoroughly already. Should be. Great. Thanks, Mara. Glad to see you taking the initiative like this. What on earth have you gotten yourself into? This is going to be way more work than sorting those books would have been. Your stomach churns with the thought of letting Jana down with such a cheap scheme. You're going to have to see this through somehow. Oh God. Well, you are in school after all. It was just a matter of time before you get an assignment, right? All of your writing projects will appear here along with all the information you'll need to submit them. You can access the menu anytime by clicking the pen and paper in the icon bar. More on this later when it's time to write. For now, it'll be pushed to the jumble at the back of your mind, where all non-urgent matters go. Oh God. Anyway, it seems you have the morning free. You can finally get online and prepare your schoolwork in no particular order. Oh no. I have to do that soon. Alright. I like the animation a lot. You power on the iMac and log into your student account. Though a novel and coveted device just a few years ago, this computer has grown creaky with repeat use. But for your uses, writing and printing, email, messaging, and browsing the web, it does just fine. What do I need to do? Message? None of your top shelf chat buddies are online right now. Just a bunch of secondary and non-recurring characters. Oh, I remember. AIM. AOL Instant Messenger. We used to have a bunch. Logging on to my Windows XP. At any rate, you're working on stolen time. You probably shouldn't chat the morning away. Okay. Along with your home computer, this is where you get most of your writing done. Right now, your most pressing assignment is a paper you've already begun, but you don't have a copy on this computer yet. You sent the file to yourself yesterday, so it should be in your email box. Paper. You sent this email to yourself yesterday. Your paper for class is attached. Paper is still a jumbled collection of ideas with no real editing, but coming back to it today, it's better than you thought it would be. This is the perfect opportunity to reorganize your thoughts. Time to start writing. Since this is your first time, let's do it together. Whenever you're at a computer, you can work on any of your assignments from this list. It's due today, and you're desperately trying not to think about the proposal, so let's focus on city life and media. For each assignment, you'll draw from one primary and one secondary topic. For your primary topic, it's generally a good idea to stay relevant to the assignment. Unless I really want to go off the rails. Yes, well, take it easy with that. Not all assignments will have a clear primary topic, but when they do, your knowledge of that topic is the basis for a good paper. For instance, for your paper on city life and media, you should probably choose the city as your primary topic unless you really want to confuse your professor. That can be pretty funny. Ah, yes, you're quite the puppet master, aren't you, Mara? When your writing is poorly received, it's because you intended it that way, yes? I was just joking about writing something bad. You fell right into my trap. Anyway, let's select our primary topic. For what should I write about? Portrayals of life in the city. Hey, my topic changed color. That means you've already used it for this paper. Don't worry, it'll be available when you work on your next assignment. So I can reuse subjects in my writing? Sure, why not? All writers ruminate on the same themes, just don't lean on any one topic too much. You're still finding your creative voice after all. Okay, now that you have your primary writing topic, the fun begins. It's time to combine it with a secondary topic of your choosing. This can be anything you'd like. Anything? I'm on a deadline here. You can always take the safe route and stay relevant for city life and media. That would mean selecting a media-related topic. Do you see anything like that here? Movies. Good choice. You have plenty to say about movies, and there's no shortage of city-related film topics to pull from. Alright, let's finish this paper. Yeah, we're doing it. We're writing. That's what I need to do. Which is writing was this easy for me. Well, this isn't bad, considering you almost lost this time to census library work. You certainly made the most of it. After a quick read-through, you're satisfied with the paper. You're now ready to print. You send your file to the library printer. Once it comes out, you staple it together and take it with you. Well done, you finished your assignment in time for class. There's a good student in you yet. Yay, let's go on the internet. Do you have time for web browsing this morning after a quick calculation of whether you deserve this? And I do! You navigate to the Blowtorch Media blog, your go-to authority on pop culture and media. You release on the week's album reviews to see if any new releases have garnered the coveted 1000% rating, or even a close contender in the 900+ area. These albums tend to be of great cultural and historical significance to the people who read the Blowtorch review blog. Unfortunately, there are no new classics this week, but a couple of reviews in the 800 range catch your eye, and records of this caliber rarely let you down. You have to download some new music at home. Better make a note of it. Hey, loving these topics. Better get back to the things you actually meant to do on the computer. You could sit here and read about albums you don't intend to listen to all day. Alright, then let's go. Shortly after you finish your task, the library fills with students. You are kept busy for the rest of the morning with shelving, tech questions, and checkouts. Is this my class? This is my class, huh? Gay cool? Is that what that was that what written on that dude's chair? Media studies class begins the way it usually does, with you arriving early, claiming you're unsought after desk up front and wondering anxiously if Daniel will show up. He does, and then another wave of concern washes over you. Your performance in this class is oddly staked upon both Daniel and Walsh's approval. She has a lot of... I feel like she has a low self-esteem when it comes to the men in her life. I think she just has low self-esteem in general. You've never had a teacher you wanted to impress more. At the same time, Daniel is your only classmate who questions the educators that sucks in a way that seems pointed and not queerly individualized. Walsh, in light of this, is a formidable opponent. Even as Daniel pokes at the basis of her ideas, you can't help but see them for their gold. She seems unfazed by even his harshest interrogations. Why not show it then? Why does so much have to be artfully implied? Daniel, we all know you want to see more boobies. Fresh off a screening of the film adaptation 2002, you've been discussing the outside demands, both recognizable and hidden, imposed on a writer as they craft a work for an audience. Now wait, Daniel may have a point. Why indeed? Whether it's books, TV, film, when the sex begins, the scene ends. Why skip ahead to the aftermath? Why? Content restrictions? Well, sure, the media channel provides the budget and the distribution, and in turn we fit their standards. But what about authors and directors who make this choice, commit this act of self-censorship, regardless of the constraints? I'm talking about films and novels for adults. Don't these too shy away from graphic or even artful depiction? And what about students? Free as they are to express such things, they often write very conservatively. We just don't want to give you our best material, Walsh. Clearly not. Hey, my question stands. Is it possible that both artists and audience have trained their expectations? And with the proliferation of media in our lives, does that not affect how we engage with reality? Wake up, guys. I'll put it another way. When it comes to the primal act in question, writers seemingly only want to concern themselves with the events leading up to the consummation, and then its aftermath. I posit that in turn, this is how we start to view sex in our own lives, a sort of blackout moment, a temporary loss of perception. We come to see intimacy as an inscrutable obstacle on an otherwise smooth narrative track, as something stories can only guide us towards, the rest is up to us. Can art not offer comfort and catharsis around sex, much as it does for topics like faith, struggle, and death? I mean, maybe it's not a useful part of the story, it's in bad taste, pornographic. What do we think? Mara, do you agree? Is sex a useful part of storytelling or merely pornographic? It's useful, it can be. I think it's useful. There are things you can show rather than tell. What sort of things? Boobies? Mara, what sort of things? Well, like, what if there's shame involved or inexperience? Something you want to tell us, Mara? No. No. Fuck off. Daniel has some nerve. You know for a fact he has less experience than you. Guys, please. Now, Mara, I'm not trying to single you out here. I think you're onto something. The pressure to perform, and perhaps more urgently to report on our success, is all around us. Who can claim to be immune? For your next essay, I want you all to think about the universality of desire, the ways and reasons we tend to suppress it, and what can be communicated in character, theme, and beyond through its expression. I'm horny. No one laughed at that one. Please use any media you wish to flesh out your case. It will be due next class. Oh god, another one. Another assignment. What am I, in school? See you all in 2 days. Sex. Hell yeah. What do you think about sex, Mara? I can't talk right now. Can I talk to you? Jemima Walsh, age discernible, is an accomplished poet, playwright, novelist, and occasional screenwriter. She lives in the city and is your favorite teacher at Sucks. You find that Walsh's philosophies massively influence the way you write, act, and even think. Her presence would almost seem invasive, if not for your desperate wish to emulate what she has achieved. You don't like to sit on any of these desks. They are too visible, while simultaneously doing nothing to distinguish you. Walsh has never employed the whiteboard or note-taking of any sort in her lessons. Perhaps that's because they are so inherently broad and engaging, you can't help but absorb what she is saying. On the other hand, a missed class feels like an entirely vanished experience, never to be recovered. You sometimes wish there were more words worth writing down, more for you to keep. Good class today. Thanks. Sure thing. Did you hand in your paper yet? Oh, right. Hey, what do you think about all of these What do you think about me? You're a pleasure having this class. You mean it? Well, yes, but you're also interrogating me about my opinion of you. Do you expect me to say something rude? So you don't mean it? Here's an exercise for you. Take people at their word unless they've proven themselves to be liars. Most people are either telling the truth or trying to destroy my life, sparing you embarrassment. Oh, give it a shot, Missy. What do you think about Daniel? Daniel's a brilliant student, though I'll never let him steer the class in the direction he'd like. Heh, yeah, I won't tell him you said that. Please, I tell him that every day. Tell him as much as you like. Give him a whole box of that information with the bow on top. They don't know about. She doesn't know about me. Oh, do you know his name? Sorry, I've never heard that student. But Theo said he took one of your classes over the summer. Nope, don't remember. Wow. I believe you though. It's just unusual I forget a student so quickly. No, I think I get it. Haha, uh-oh. So far, most movies, sex has been so unnecessary. It's because how I was always taught and what this teacher is implying is that sex in just any kind of media doesn't serve a purpose. Like she said, it's just a an end, or a means to an end, you know? The accomplishment, the reward that a character strives for, or like a catalyst for something else to happen. Whereas what Mara is implying is that, or what she responded to her was that sex, when it is depicted in something, it can be used to tell a lot about a person. I mean, you can't, if someone's, how they're having sex, I guess, shows how anxious they could be, how they feel about themselves, things like that. It's characterization a lot, but you don't really, you just don't really see that in anything, because a lot of people don't know how to write it. That's what one of my college classes was telling us, don't write sex into your short stories, because we always had to write short stories in her class, and because you just aren't going to implement it into the story at the experience level we were at. One girl tried to do it, and it was just a sex scene. It was literally just a sex scene. I bet she was trying to do it, even though the teacher warned us not to do it, or the professor. What do you think about Jana? I love Jana, always so helpful. A bit of a nervous pervis, though. Something tells me sex is gonna have a lot to do with in this game. Whether or not they show it, we'll see. What do you think about sex? How deep into the topic of sex am I supposed to get for this paper? I wouldn't get terribly personal, if that's what you mean. You can paint in broad strokes. That's sort of a problem for me. I tend to get terribly personal. The truth about my life always comes out. Details about your life don't always reflect the truth, at least not the truth you might have intended. So be careful with that. Righto. What about music? You like music? I bet you think I'm only into the oldies. You'd be dead wrong. Yeah, what new music do you like? Have you heard of Alicia Keys? That woman has talent. I do like Alicia Keys. Like a mixtape when they make you French. That was literally just a oh my god, what are they doing moment. But yeah, it's like it was just like an old like her first kiss or I don't even know if it was her first kiss, but it was just an old boyfriend she had in mixtape. Yeah, that album came out like 2 years ago. Oh, well, in my defense, 2 years is not that long ago when you're my age. Just trying to keep you honest, Wash. You like anarchism? Nice try, Mara. No student has roped me into a conversation about anarchy since the early 90s. Movies? Seen any good films lately? Let's see. I saw a terrific one last week, City of God. Which one is City of God? Is that the Spectacular, not to be missed? Oh yes, in 2002, right? Would you say it's one of your picks for the year? It's not me it's not my anything. I just enjoyed it. I just mean, how does it rank? I don't like to rank or categorize works of art. They are already commodified enough. But I never know what art to pay attention to if someone didn't rank it. What's the alternative? Having conversations like these, I suppose. The conversation trails off after this. You both seem to be similarly exhausted by it. City of God. Which one's City of God? The city. You were saying something about the city the other day, and I wondered if we could talk about that some more. Oh, what was it? Remember how you said the city is all cleaned up now? How it's a totally different landscape? Oh yes, did that bother you? Well, I just got here, and now I'm wondering if I'm in the right place. Oh, Mara, please don't take it that way. I grew up here. We can't have the same lives, you and I. The place is always changing. That's inevitable, and just as inevitable are the complaints of its residents. Haha. That's how you'll know you're really dug in somewhere, when you know it well enough that it becomes unrecognizable. Has anything stayed the same since you were young? A lot of things are the same. There's a real history here. Things I once took for granted that I love now. You ever feel that way about your home? I don't know. I haven't gone back in a while. Too many bad memories, I guess. Well, the city isn't the only place with a history with significance. For me it is. It feels like my life has begun since I got here. It's nice to feel that way. I hope you make some good memories here. They might even help you make sense of the bad ones. Well, look at that. You've learned something. Any time a conversation or experience adds to your knowledge, your level in that topic will rise, and the shape of your understanding will change. Oh, some of these shapes get pretty gnarly, eh? Collect them all. Slightly pointier square. Alright. Did I... Good class. How do I give her the... Oh, that's right here. There you go. Teach. Here's mine. Alright, I look forward to reading it. I hope you won't let your peers discourage you, Mara. Much to your distraction, you light up to hear Walsh address you by name. So few of your professors, let alone your favorite ones, ever do. Haha, okay. It's not always easy to say what's on your mind in front of the class. Thanks, I've been trying to have my own opinions, ignore the popular consensus. It's good to form your own thoughts, yes. Though I wouldn't discount what others say, the consensus can help inform the topics you write about. Your knowledge and your writing will grow richer if you can see a topic from many perspectives. Even low-quality perspectives? Haha, just keep it in mind. See you in 2 days. Okay, bye! Hey. I'm gaining people, I'm gaining topics. What do you think about Jemima Walsh? Kind of hurts when Walsh doesn't notice me. I don't know how else to describe it. I'm just leaving. There's a time to get to that party. Should head to the dorm building. I need to learn that dude's name. I can't talk to him like that. I don't know that dude's name. These two are probably students living at the Sux dorm. You do not recognize them. Can I ask them if they know Theo's name? Could be written down somewhere. Do you think I can... Do I have it written down? No time to waste it, Daniels. You have to get to that party at the dorm. Maybe I can look at that register while that dude's not looking. Oh God. Yes. I'm here to see someone. I'm an invited guest. Of whom? Theo something. Something. What do you mean something? I forget his last name, but he invited me up. We're really good friends. That's not good! Oh good God, it's Mara. Sounds like it, but I'll need a full name. It's written down somewhere, isn't it? I thought I could maybe like distract him and like look at his register. Gotta go back in here. So far, I think the writing is really, really good. I'm a writer myself, so it was like... I really didn't know too much about the game. I was watching MinMax talk about it a little bit. But, do you think it's on the computer? I did not play the first one. They said that I didn't really have to, although she has mentioned a lot of things that happened in the first one, like people she knows, like Adam, I guess. She has a long distance relationship with Adam, who's from her home island, I'm assuming is from the first game. The air that knows anything. Oops. Oops. look up Theo's name on here. No, I don't want to. No, not my boyfriend. Which specifically, but it does. And it doesn't have to. Okay. Yeah, it was funny. I was listening to the MinMax podcast, and they were saying that like none of them. They eventually they did go back to it, but when they first played this game, none of them actually played the first one. Oh wait, the event in 2001, his last before graduation, was actually where you met him. It was a showcase of hot and upcoming authors and passed by in a blur. You ended up spending most of the weekend touring the campus with Adam, watching him meticulously arrange AV equipment while you yammered about your dreams. You even showed him some of the work you brought, pieces you were ultimately too scared to submit for competition. He read them in silence next to you. You have rarely felt so exposed. At the same time, your words have never felt so powerful. Watching Adam read in admiration and delight, seeing the changes in his manner with every beat of prose, it's as if you offered him a map, and he was charting the shape of your heart as no one had ever had. Your goodbye was so urgent. You found him during the closing ceremonies, taking inventory in a half-lit corridor. You asked if he wanted to kiss you. The surging applause of the festival crowd was muted in the clutch of his embrace. There was so little time to make sense of it. Before you knew it, Adam was living and working back home, 300 miles away. You decided to commit yourself to him, to take a chance on real love, however distant and drawn. Damn, that was a real, she reminisced a lot on that search. Theo something. I'm sure it's a shot in the dark, but why not? You type Theo sucks in the search engine. You only sort of mean that. Well, look at that. Theo has a web presence. He was interviewed for the Sucks website last year as part of an incoming student spotlight. It's an awesome school, says freshman Theo. Theo Newman, we got it! Who is part of the university's creative writing program. I'm here 3 weeks, and I've already made at least 15 friends. Newman, sheesh. Hey, we got it. Let me see what I can search up anybody. What if I search sex into on the library computer? The results are exactly what you'd expect, you fool. You close the browser window immediately. My teacher. Walsh's name shows up on both the faculty pages of the Sucks website and in numerous articles describing talks, interviews, and release events for her books. Walsh herself has a website, clearly designed by a professional, that uses Macromedia Flash to present her works in an animated, clickable slideshow. It's quite user-friendly, if somewhat aesthetically generic. You lament that it's better than anything you could personally manage. Although little about Walsh's website has changed lately, your sense of her and how she sees you is excruciating to ponder. You wish you didn't run the risk of seeing her around school. You don't want her to perceive you at all. And yet, you still have the urge to look for her. You're still waiting for some sign that she's fond of you, that she believes in you. You're not going to find that on her website. Damn. See, this has... I just played Mixtape, and I liked it for the most part, but, like, I feel like this writing is a lot better than that one. And they're kind of about the same ages in both games. I mean, different games, but let me see who else would have an internet presence. Me. Mara Whitefish. Much to your relief, there is almost no evidence of your online activity, at least when attached to your real name. A lot of your online communities over the years have disappeared on their own, and to see the rest of your posting trail, somebody would need to know the many and varied usernames you've taken over the years. Good riddance to bad rubbish. That's good. Alright, I'll e-stock my friends later. Let's go to the party. I'm just gonna ask everybody about sex. I'm gonna ask my boss about sex. I'm not sure it's appropriate for us to discuss that. You see, this is exactly what Professor Walsh was telling us. We hide away from sex and media, and that's what the game is doing. But it knows it's doing it. Alright. Alright, I know his name. Newman. Newman, huh? Let me see. Yes, I've got you here. Mara, right? Yep, pleased to meet you. Uh-huh, you know the rules upstairs? No, sir, but I'd like to. Don't get cute now. No alcohol, no smoking, no pets, no overnights, no loud music. Gotcha. And most importantly, see that entrance door? The one you walked in through? Uh-huh. It locks at 11 p.m. You leave, you're out for good. Got it? Uh-oh. Absolutely. Have a beautiful night. Already am, thanks to you. 11 p.m. It locks. Right. Where'd you guys get the beer? We brought it. Nice, nice. Having trouble finding beer in the city? Of course not, that would be funny, wouldn't it? No, I'm tripping over opportunities. Always boozing it up with my buddies. I was just curious about that particular brand is all that piqued my interest. This? Yeah, is it good? It's Coors. From their unimpressed tone and a lifetime of passive TV consumption, you reason this may in fact be the most ubiquitous beer of all time. You'd better deploy the parachute. I'm more of a wine person myself. That's the parachute? Oh yeah? Which variety of wine do you like? Oh, cold mostly. But I'll take it any which way if there's no ice around. Ice! The group returns to its conversation. It seems you have been ejected. Poor Mara. I like the music too. Reminds me of Bully. If you ever played Bully. I want to talk to this guy. You guys look like you have some juicy gossip. Oh yeah, this one's a doozy. You got me drooling. What's the scoop? You know Mikey Tops? Maybe. Not sure. You know Jenny from the next floor up? That sounds vaguely familiar, but... Okay, well, do you know the band of Fond Farewell? I'd probably know it if I heard it. Not sure how much you'll benefit from this gossip. No, tell me. It may be useful to me later on, when I know all these people. Don't worry about it. You feel vaguely as if you just swindled yourself out of an opportunity. If only you'd better fake your insider knowledge, you'd be swimming in social gold right now. A currency that never degrades, so long as it continues to flow. Oh shit. Oh, what are y'all doing? It's Ash Ketchum. She's just in the middle of this room. You attempt to catch the eye of whichever person seems the friendliest, but neither of them do, and you quickly feel self-conscious about approaching them. To cover your tracks, you crane your head into the bathroom. Looking for something? Oh yeah, I just thought I left something in there. Didn't mean to bug you guys. Why did you leave? Oh, my hair magazine, my hair magazine. You brought a magazine in there? Pretty stupid, huh? Clearly it's not in there, so I'll just go. No, I think I see it in there. Oh no. To your mortification, the person closest to the door picks up an issue of Rot magazine with the cover picture of a woman's naked ass and the massive blocky caption, 69 bands that suck, and offers it to you. That must be it, yeah. You pocket the magazine in a way you imagine is very similar to a customer in a porn store and sneak away in terrible embarrassment. Oh my god. You'll have to check it out later. What's this guy doing? Welcome, make yourself comfortable. Oh, is this your room? Oh, sure, but mi casa es su casa. Party people in the house. You seem kind of nervous. Why would I have to be nervous about? What would I have to be nervous about? These are my school peers, even the ones I've never met before. Surely when they leave, my colleagues intend to pick up their trash and flush the toilet and clean the sheets. Oh god, can the school hold me liable for what happens in here? Sure. They'll probably give you an award for being the coolest host of the night. Ha 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 ha! Nice! That's the sweatiest laugh you've ever... A sweatiest laugh! And you were just in a classroom full of freshmen discussing sex. I've had parties like this where random people were just in my bed. It was fun for a while, and then it just kind of got a little awkward. This group in the corner seems receptive to your company. Maybe you could join them. Yeah, let's sit and talk. The way she sits. Just want to talk about sex. What do you guys know about Jemima, or my teacher? That class was the hardest C I've ever gotten. Yeah, I guess she can be kind of tough. She's hot for an old rod, don't you think? What? Jesus. What then? You think she's ugly? You wouldn't? No, why are those the only choices? Chill. He's never even met her. Hehe. You think about the librarian. The librarian's got a real stick up her ass. Hey, I like Jana. Why would you bring her up if you didn't want us to talk shit? Good point. What do you think about the city, guys? We were just talking about sucks and how there's no real school campus. But the city is our campus. Wow, that's exactly the conclusion we came to. How'd you know? What about movies? You guys into movies at all? Whoa, whoa, you think you can just waltz into this room and ask about something so personal? Sorry. Right on, I'm an anarchist too. Cool. Yep, smashed up a convenience store window just last week. I see, is anarchy only about destruction to you? No way, violence is an unfortunate means to a noble end. Which is... Oh, that sweet anarchist cooch! Jesus. Girl, you asked him. Well, it's important for me to hear out my fellow anarchists. We must find unity and diversity. Oh, poor Mara. I know exactly where we can find unity. Oh my god, your bedroom down the hall? Look at you two, you build a big tent in no time. I'm building a big tent as we speak. You went to emo? I saw the Ataris and Further Seems Forever at Barbara's last week. Wow, that sounds sick. How'd you get tickets? How does anyone get tickets? Showed up 20 minutes late and bought them off a scalper. Sounds expensive. Did you get carded? Wow, you're just living on a different plane of existence, aren't you? No ticket money, no fake ID? I'm too scared to carry a fake ID. I blurt out the truth at the slightest interrogation. Why would you do that? Maybe it comes from some deep-seated fear of authority. Even years ago, Alright, that's enough truth. You guys want to talk about sex? Haven't you heard? This is a dry floor. Yep, no sex for 10 feet vertically in either direction. You're fucking with me, right? We would be if it wasn't expressly forbidden. You guys know who Daniel Davis is? They wouldn't know any of my friends, right? What about Rosetta? Oh yeah, Rosetta, she's cool. She's so talented. How does everyone in every major know about her? Mass intra-university conspiracy, art school, Illuminati, you're either in or you're not. How do I get in? Doesn't it bother you that there is an elite, that artists don't rise to prominence on their own merits? Well, my merits are already good, so it would be no crime for me to succeed. Right on. The line for tryout starts at my bedroom door down like this. This dude. You're gross. Yo, Daniel? Don't know him. No, I know that guy. He's not in the dorms. Dude, how do you know everyone? Because I don't gate myself into any of the little cliques around here. We don't do that. Me neither. I also know Daniel, by the way. You're saying we're cliquey, dude? Nah, maybe you're a little close-minded is all. A man's mind is like a parachute, in that it only functions when it is open. Well, apparently Daniel is the most important person to know around here. He's kind of a dick, to be honest. I tend to like him. It's never too late to give up your own prejudices. I think I got everybody. And everything. I'm just trying to gain, like, any little topic I can. She's asking. Hey, my name is Mara. Do you go here? I go here. The dorms are pretty small, huh? I was so disappointed I couldn't afford it, but now that I'm seeing it, it isn't much, you know? I heard everyone shares a kitchen here. I wonder if it's gross. I'd probably get takeout all the time if I could already afford the room, you know? Well, this has been great. Enjoy your night. These two seem to like each other. Alright, I'm out of here, guys. That was fun. Revelers in various states of inebriety crowd the halls of the dorm floor. Inebriety. What's up? My name is Mara. Mara, you know what I like about you? Come here and I'll tell you. Well, alright. Oh, poor Mara. These asshole dudes. She's so naive. It's only after drawing closer to him that you smell the alcohol drenching his every fiber. Your distress at this late realization caused you to snap back, losing the second half of his answer, which is already grotesquely unmentionable. Okay then, get home safe or whatever. I like their faces. You guys live here? Nope. You go to Sucks? Nope. You know anyone at this party at all? Well, alright. I'll leave you to it. Wow, it's smoking loud in here? Why? You gonna report me? Absolutely not. That's the furthest thing from my mind. I actually think your defiance of building policy is cool, so... You a freshman? I am. How could you tell? Because you're saying all this stuff out loud. Oh, should I keep some of it to myself? Try keeping all of it to yourself until you know if it's a weird ass thing to say or not. How am I supposed to know what's cool or weird to say if I never say any of it? That's a tough one, huh? You're in an advanced stage of weird and annoying that usually gets banged out in high school. It will get harder to resolve with every year. Please, doctor, cure me. Have you tried having a loser-ass friend who you can try out all your dumb shit on? That's like basically all of my friends. Well, shit, it sounds like you're already in the leper colony. Not much we can do for you. No, wait. At least you have your people, right? Ha ha ha. You're my only hope, please. Oh, he disappeared. God damn it. What's in here? What's up, y'all? Y'all smoking the devil's lettuce? You feel totally comfortable peering around this room. Whoever lives here keeps things breezy and casual, never sweating the mess. You've never longed for your own little room in this city so much. You're certain this is the sort of atmosphere you'd curate. Some kids are all eagerly watching, waiting for the bong to be lit. Hi guys. Well, it appears I found the fun room. Oh no, she's so awkward. The stoner kid's reaction ranged from a nervous but clearly overgenerous chuckle to outright sneers. Sorry, I wasn't trying to like join you or anything. I know weed's expensive, and besides, my boyfriend won't let me. He won't let you? Oh, it's not that he won't let me. That's not what I mean. We're both adults here, but I know it upsets him, and why would I upset him on purpose? Of course, I don't quite understand why it upsets him. It's not like being high makes me do reckless things or want to cheat on him or some shit like that. It's just fun, and it stimulates my brain, and it makes me feel more social, and it makes food taste good. Fuck, you really want to do it? Okay, well, I'll leave you guys alone. Unless... So, getting high makes you want to slut it up on your boyfriend, or no? No! Oh, fuck you guys. You don't even know me. No thanks. You already thoroughly embarrassed yourself in front of the highest people at this party. Already talked to you guys? Yeah. There's a shower? When you push on the dorm bathroom door, you feel the soft but insistent pressure of another human blocking your ingress. Since you had no real reason to be in there, you were frankly dreading what you'd find. You abandoned your mission. How are the old teams this season? Doing good sports? I take it you're not into athletic competition. That's an understatement. I'm a writer, so I'm much more cerebral in my amusements. That's too bad. The mind-body connection of an athlete at their best is really quite transcendent. I'm in touch with my body. I can stop myself from hiccuping. I can cry if I think hard enough about something sad. Cool, well, call me when you can make a 17-foot shot with 10 seconds on the clock. I'll do that. So really, how's the team doing? We took a double-digit loss last night. Haha. That's bad, right? Yeah. Haha. Or is she doing the Nelson? Haha. Oh, is this Theo? What's up, Theo? Hey, what's your deal? Oh, you know, breathing the air, standing here. Cool, like anything? Does it look like I like anything? You look like someone who likes music. If you can call constantly getting your heart broken by something and liking it, I sure can. We must be kindred spirits. Well, alright, you sound serious. You want the lowdown on the next big act? My god, yes I do. Okay, check this out. Black-eyed motherfucking peas. What? Get out of here, you indie fuck. Emo scumbag. You know, I'm glad music breaks your heart. That's what you get for locking it away in a cage and sharing its beauty with no one. Go listen to college radio. Sounds fun. I think I will. Oh, we gained some. We gained some. Fish, you made it. It's a me. Where's Daniel? Huh? I don't know. I figured you'd come together. You guys are inseparable. What? No, we're not. I'm just yanking your chain, Fish. So is this your room? Yep, I've got a fire escape window. Just fashioned a gravity bong from a naked food juice bottle. Cool. Yeah, I'd invite you in, but well, my guy Vince just went in there, and I don't want to bug him. I think he's with a girl. Oh. Do you think they're... I'm not sure. Your friend is banging a girl in your room? More of an acquaintance than a friend, really. And you don't want to bug him? I just want everyone to have a good time, you know? Confidentially, Vince is my hookup right now. Is that so? Yeah, so if you ever want to smoke the good shit, let me know. You are very interested in smoking the good shit. You haven't gotten high since winter break. And you're offered, also by Theo, a heart-stopping pull from a bubbler shaped like Mr. Peanut. I will certainly do that, my friend. Drugs. Oh no! Adam's calling. Hello? Hello, Mara? Adam? Yeah, I'm here. I can barely hear you. Yeah, I'm at that party. What? I said I'm at that party, the one I told you I'd be at. Jesus, I can't hear you at all. Yeah, there's a lot of people here. It's a party. Can you go somewhere quieter? Let me see. You scan the hallway for any possible refuge from the noise. Each location looks busier and noisier than the last. Hello? I can't really go anywhere. It's just as loud on this whole floor. Could you go to a different floor? I really need to talk to you. Something wrong? What's going on? Adam, what is it? I can't talk to you while you're in there. It's too loud. Okay, well, should I call you later then? Is it important? What's wrong, Adam? Can you go outside? The hour has grown too late. If you leave the dorm building now, you won't be able to re-enter. Can you please go outside? I really need to talk to you, sweetie. Okay, I'll call you back in a minute. I'm not going outside. I'm gonna be locked out. Right? Or do I have to? No, I don't want to go out. Alright, well, it's quiet right now. Adam and I have been dating for a year. You can't call him right now? Leaving for the night? Yeah, unfortunately, there's no chance I can get back in after a phone call is there. Afraid not. Yeah, I figured. Good night, then. Get home safe. You've already left. You have to go outside and call Adam. Oh, wait. Oh, damn it. Am I supposed to do this? Or can I choose not to just call him back? I left this... Mara's leaving this party for him. It better be important. Hi, sweetie. I'm outside. What is it? Are you mad? Are you mad about something? No, I just left the party so you could tell me something. So what did you need to tell me? Well, if you're just mad about it... I'm not mad. I just want to know, what is it? Did something happen? Did anything happen? Has he done this before, Mara? I just want... Oh my god! He made her leave the party. He knew, bro. He knew she wanted to be at the party. Nothing happened? You said something is important. I just left the party for no reason? No reason. Talk to me is not a reason? Well, yes, it's a reason, but it's not like an emergency reason. You'd rather be at some dorm party than call me? She told you, bro. She was gonna do this. She wanted to go to this. I call you every day, multiple times a day. I never get to go to parties, Adam. I always go home on the weekends and miss everything. I just wanted to be at a fucking party. Fine, go back. She can't! I can't. It's too late. I just want to hear your voice before bed. That was literally it. Yeah. Am I asking for too much? What a loser. No. No, he is. Mara. Sorry, Adam. The pain of his inquiry overtakes you. Adam wants to fall asleep to the sound of your voice. Who has ever loved you so much? I don't know what else to say. I'm sorry. It's okay. It's okay. Sorry for ruining your night. Yeah. You didn't ruin my night. Just... It's fine. Not a big deal. I would have left soon anyway. With a train schedule and... Yeah, she's just trying to... I wasn't really clicking with any of those people anyway. No? Nah, you know how much I suck at making an impression. Really? But I've seen you do it. Well, you were there when I did that. I'm not so scared when you're around. I'll be there again soon. Okay, I'd like that. I should hurry. Oh, right, the train. Want to call me when you get home? Thought you were going to bed. Wait, but wasn't this the phone call? Oh, well, it's going to be late. I might be tired by then. Okay, well, if you're tired later, I'll try to call. Okay. But just in case, we should say goodnight now. Good night. I love you. I love you too. What was the point of even going? Oh yeah, you got that magazine. The Rot magazine. What a pitiful consolation. You should be more open-minded with your reading. There's possibility in any book, if you only give it your time. Yeah, I guess so. Can we do one last tutorial? Sure. Jesus. Sure, whatever, go for it. Woohoo. Now that you have books in your inventory, you can access them from the bar at the top of the screen. She's so sad. You'll be able to view your collection of books and read them from this menu. You can carry 5 books at once to keep your collection fresh. You might consider discarding or trading them. Books are a great way to prompt conversations and absorb knowledge for your writing. Cool, I'll read every book I get. Yeah, right. Hey, let's not get totally despondent. Of course you can't read every book. You'll really only have time to give your attention to 1 book a day. If you do that, you'll read a lot over time. Mara? Yeah? Why not give it a try before this day's over? To read your book, select it and press the read button. Inadvertently stolen from a dorm bathroom, the contents are mysterious and tantalizing. Culture, humor, read. You decide to flip through the issue of Rot you accidentally stole from the bathroom at the dorm party. It's yours now, after all. To your surprise, an article on handjobs in Italian discos is illuminating in its frankness. You find that, as you read, your heart grows more generous to the pursuit of fulfillment, be it through romantic love, illicit sex, or otherwise. I gain Italian handjob knowledge. A record of everything you've read, along with your writing projects, will be kept in your log. Okay, that's a little better, right? You still need to pick up your laundry from Daniel's place. Why does this night seem so long when you haven't even had any fun? Alright. I'm really liking this game so far. Good writing, good animation, good music, good characters. Dumbass Adam. But I'm gonna call it a night here. I'm probably gonna stream maybe again on Saturday. Keep on going with this.